Hidden in the Ortiz Mountains between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, Coal Gulch was a narrow canyon with an impressive bounty of fossil fuel. Becoming the capital of coal production in 19th century New Mexico, the town would later become known as Madrid. The bustling coal mining town would bring people from as far as Kansas and Pennsylvania to the southwest for opportunity in the industry. The town was generating millions of kilowatts in power and a decent living for its miners. But the small stretch of earth wasn't without its tragedy. An explosion at the Morgan Jones mine in 1932 took the lives of 13 miners. A cornerstone of Madrid, the MINESHAFT TAVERN suffered a devastating fire on Christmas Day in 1947, but it was rebuilt by Oscar Joseph Huber, a stern man who ran the town for decades with vision and compassion. By the mid-1950s, however, the coal industry would give way to natural gas, and Madrid's economy collapsed, rendering it a ghost town. Fast forward to the 1970s, and Huber's son Joe began leasing out the empty cabins to artists and hippies, slowly breathing new life into the valley. Now a thriving, quirky destination, Madrid holds on to its deep roots in the past in more ways than one. Could Madrid, a town rich in history, character, and tragedy, still harbor emotions from the past? Could those emotions be encroaching on the living? We're getting first-hand accounts, exploring the town's unique cemetery, and gathering all of it on camera. And it's up to you to decide, was that some scary or what? I guess we'll just kind of dive in. Where I sort of stand on it, as you know, I do believe in the afterlife. I'm a Christian. I have my spiritual belief. Do I believe they're communicating with us? I don't know. Where do you stand? I mean, obviously, you've got the gear. You've been into the paranormal investigation. So where do you stand on that? If someone says, do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the reason you and I put this project together was to sort of have that evidence presented. They can judge for themselves, really, but more than anything, I'm in it to get the scared out of me.
Like, how did you discover this cemetery? A friend told you about it, right?
Yeah, the sun started to go down, and once that sun goes down, it is pitch black. You cannot see your hand in front of your face.
Oh my God, what the hell are we thinking?
You and I went up there a few weeks ago just to get some test footage, and we actually brought the spirit box with us. And we asked some questions at the grave, and I got a pickup on it. I got some audio. To me, clear as day, said the name PEDRO.
Who's here? Who's next to us?
And then I go back through and I'm looking at the footage we got. Well, the headstone says Pedro Rodriguez. And that just sent chills down my spine. That was sort of the first confirmation we've had with the spirit box.
And what it does is it scans through AM/FM. You can ask questions, and the idea is if there are any spirits present, they will manipulate the signal. Who's here? Play with us.
So the town, just a bit of the history on it. You did a ton of digging on this stuff. The Atchison, Topeka, Santa Fe rail system, they owned it. The Colorado Fuel Company. Then the Albuquerque and Cerrillos Coal Company took it over. That's when George Caseman got this other guy that really kind of created the town and what it was, and that was Huber, right?
Yes, Oscar Joseph Huber. And he was brought in to see the day-to-day operations of this town. Personality-wise, I would compare him to the principal from The Breakfast Club almost.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
He actually started the baseball team there, the Miners, and that baseball field was actually the first baseball field in the Southwest that had exterior illumination.
Any conversation about Madrid, we've got to talk about the MINESHAFT Tavern, which has got its own ghost stories.
People will hear or see glasses slide across the bar.
Some employees in the bathroom saw some odd reflections in the mirror behind them, turned around, there was nothing there.
They've got their own sort of La Llorona. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different thing. And that's another thing I'd like to check out is we need to go into the arroyo that runs right along, it's parallel to Main Street. I think the hot spots in this town for us are going to be the MINESHAFT Tavern, that arroyo that runs parallel to Main Street, the cemetery.
So first of all, before we talk about some of the other people that are joining us for this,
Yeah.
we got to talk about your proton pack.
Like totally.
It's so cool. The first guy that we asked, and you and I were both like, God, this dude would be perfect for it, simply just because he looks like a guy that would host a ghost tour, is Jordan Jonas.
Absolutely.
You guys did a ghost tour with him, right?
Yeah, we did a ghost tour with him downtown. He would tell you some horrific story that happened, and then he would turn around and just kind of give you this look.
You're my mark.
And then make a joke.
I want to go chase ghosts, potentially aggravate them.
You can aggravate them. I'll be the one that's like, guys, I'm your friend. If you're gonna hex him, he's the guy. Don't hex me. I'm being nice. So it's like a good cop, bad cop kind of thing. I'm kind of scared to see that will turn me white. So it's like, you're gonna go to a cemetery at night. Like, this is really dumb, Chad. What the heck are you thinking?
So we've got our crew put together. We have our gear. We have our game plan. Let's catch something, Chad.
Let's catch something, and preferably a ghost, and not like a venereal disease or something.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's head it out.
Cool.
Here we are in beautiful Madrid. So we're going to talk to Melinda, who is co-owner of the MINESHAFT Tavern, as well as a museum, right?
I think while we're waiting for Jordan to show up, we get some sound, get some stories, get a better footing.
We do have some great food here, too. So fortunately, we'll get the food, the stories.
Well, Madrid seems to have a unique energy about it where it either takes you in or it spits you out. And everybody gets to really express themselves however they want to be here. And I think that's what's really charming and unique about it. And it takes a village to make Madrid. When we first bought the place, the MINESHAFT Tavern, who's reputed to be the most haunted of all of Madrid, we decided to cleanse it, and we painted it and we saged it, and we had a Native American friend of ours come in, and she did a drum beat with the windows open and saged it to eliminate the ghost. And we kind of regretted it after that because it seemed to remedy all but one. They determined it was the first husband of our managers that was haunting her.
One night, I was locking up. Everybody was out of the tavern except for me and a server. The server was in the restroom. To your right, there's a mineshaft tunnel that goes up to the cantina, which is our other bar. So I'm walking out, and they're leaning. It's kind of dark, but they're leaning kind of like the Marlboro Man or something is a cowboy, and I just see him out of my peripheral vision. That's really weird because I thought everybody had already gone. So he's kind of leaning against the wall with like his boot up, like with his knee bent and his head down like that. And I thought, wow, and I start to say something to him, and I turned around and there's nobody there. Whew. Getting chill bumps just thinking about it. No one's gotten hurt. It doesn't seem like it's with real malice or anything, but they're very much tricksters. Like, you go and sit the drink down for somebody or whatever, and it just moves on its own. Now, you talk about a reaction, that'll freak them out. They'll look. It's like, don't look at me, I didn't do it. A lot of people can't handle it, they gotta go. But they're so intrigued, they always come back.
Well, Table 13 has a kind of a rich history, depending on who you ask. It's had movie stars hang out there, and then we were told it's also called Dead Man's Corner. So I guess, I think it was actually an employee fell asleep and died there. Yeah, we have bats.
Whoa, the badge is
They'll see apparitions coming out from under the ladies' room, or orbs or mists. It proves that it's not their imagination. You would walk in and hear someone in the stall. Like this one, the door was shut on both of them, but you hear a person in this stall. Well, you go in and do your business and you don't hear anybody come out, and there's nobody else there. But you heard them when you walked in. Well, the first thing they do is they walk up and go, "Is this place haunted?" And it's like, "Yes, very much so."
The theater used to house the train, engine 769 that we have here, I think it's 04's Richmond steam engine, and they would service it in there like a Jiffy Lube station. So now it's a theater, but we also have a lot of stories that happen in there. We had a young man that came here, and he kept seeing deceased minor men. You know, there was a lot of miners' deaths. You know, you would assume that's the spirits. I mean, I believe they're around.
I'm just trying to lock the bar up. Don't bother me. I'll be out of here as soon as you can, and y'all can have your own party. I say that every night. It's like, just let me get out of the bar. Y'all can do what you want to, but I gotta clean the bar and lock it up, and after that, it's yours.
It's just kind of common, and it's a known thing that you're gonna probably have an event that's unexplainable, you know.
Oh, there he is.
So this is actually, like, if you're thinking quintessential ghost hunter, this is actually what you wear.
No, I mean, I don't know about that. This is more of like a tapestry artist, like some kind of a blanket weaver would wear something like this. I don't know.
The one and only Jordan Jonas.
Hello.
So Tommy, what are we going to be doing here?
Today we are in Madrid with Jordan, and we are going to be ghost hunting.
Well, I'm ready to be taken by the horns, so to speak.
Let's do this.
Let's catch something.
Let's catch something, and not Corona. Nothing. It blipped. It did blip for a second. It's something. It went up to like 39, and then it didn't do it again.
How long have you been haunting here?
And how did you die?
Do you want us to leave? Well, we heard crazy stories about Table 13, and we were excited to investigate the corner.
How do you feel about my friend Chad over here?
It turned out to be a bit of a dud.
He's a hell of a dancer.
That wasn't the case with the rest of the tavern.
Oh, I just got a spike in that. We went to 17.
I just had a 7. We just hit a cold spot right here. I can't explain it, but there is a cold spot right now.
Wherever it is, I'm going to stand right next to it.
This is the women's restroom. We're using the EMF detector here, and we are getting zilch. Nothing. Nothing is spiking. So we are going to knock first.
Knock 3 times.
1, 2, 3.
What movie is that
We're
from?
Beetlejuice. And we are going to enter. Can you...
Oh, it's just me. It was me. It was just me.
Hello again. Do you like me? Are you attracted to my death-like features? I think it likes you for some reason. Well, I'm the bait. Exactly. Is this the entity that was seen leaving by the waitress? It said yeah. Look, it's spiking. I'm getting a 3.2.
A
common level of household exposure to an electromagnetic field is typically about 2.5 milligauss. The spike we saw went rapidly from 0 to 3.02.
Are you okay with us being in here?
It's a big no.
Yeah.
It's because we're in the ladies' room.
Well, to be fair, you can't really tell the difference.
That's true. When Jordan's wearing a mask, you
might as well be.
Do you want us to leave?
Are you a Madroid? Yes. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Yes.
Madroids is a term of endearment given to people living in Madrid.
What's your name?
Should we go on top of the hill and visit the cemetery? Yeah. It says leave.
Whatever it is a woman's voice. I don't know, like it is the same voice.
It seems to really like Jordan. Did you hear that?
I did. I couldn't make it out.
Do you feel a connection to Jordan? Did you hear that? Do you admire me? Are you lusting for me? Just don't tell Kristen. Do you want us to get out of here now? It's the same woman's voice, and it really seems to like Jordan for some reason. It's in love with you.
I can't explain it. It's that paranormal magnetism. That's what it is.
We just came from the bathroom.
Whew! Lovely experience.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in a bathroom with two other men.
After a session in the restroom, we discovered a certain lady of the afterlife really liked Jordan. Me, not so much. We also felt certain that it was the same spirit reaching out to us, a female voice that sounded older.
Always the older woman. I don't know. There you go, man.
Especially the dead ones. So now we're gonna try the bar. This is where we were told the drinks moved across by themselves. Right now, the EMF detector is picking up a 0.27. We're gonna turn this guy on. So, we hear you like moving drinks. I heard water.
I feel it now.
You want to try moving one of those pitchers?
How far?
How far? How far?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny little
Even
bit.
if just make the water move.
How about you just tap the water pitcher? No?
No. It just said no.
That's cool.
It doesn't like request.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Stop. It said stop.
Stop. You got it.
Did you know the person that died at table 13? He's dead. Did you hear that? He's dead. Should we go up to the cemetery on the mesa? Is it safe to go up there? What was that?
That I don't know. Can you repeat that?
One more time. No. It said no. No. Jordan has the one working EMF detector. That's also a probe. Hold on to your butt. All right, ghosts. I know it's kind of hard to hear me through the music. How many of you are haunting the Engine House Theater? You got something. Are we talking to a miner? Was that John? John, are you a miner? John, did you die in some kind of accident? Did you ever perform in this theater, John? Yes. Yes, you got something. What did you do on stage? I didn't hear that one. Are you okay with Jordan standing in your spot on your stage? Dad is also an actor. Are you okay with Chad being in your theater?
The ghosts really don't care about me. That's cool. I'm fine. I'm okay with that. All right. So, as we were wrapping up, I stopped rolling on the thing. We were like, thank you, John. Like we're being like really hospitable, or like we're thanking them for their hospitality, letting us come in and talk. So we go, thank you, John, and we hear for sure on the spirit box.
Yeah, and I like how the running gag is every time we ask the ghosts about Jordan, they seem to really like him. And anytime we ask the ghosts what they think of Chad, the answer is always meh. So
Yeah. That's what a lot of directors thought of me too.
La Lorna was in the Arroyo, and all the townspeople were at the local church having an event, and even the adults got scared. They all holed up in the church because they could hear her out there yelling, I guess for her children.
Because I'm such an attractant for ghost women. We'll see if I can bring out La Llorona. I'm here. If you'd like to talk, if you'd like to scream, I am your channel. It's a very lovely place you have here. Is it safe to be here right now?
Safe. He just said safe. Do you know the person that died at table 13? Is this the Llorona we heard about earlier? Are you okay with Chad being here? No.
All right, I'm asking the questions now. Were you killed here? I felt something.
Jordan got more than he bargained for with his question, saying that he felt a finger graze his arm.
Was that a warning or a threat touch?
Oh, that was a pain.
Yeah, usually ditch, screaming, never a good thing. No.
That's usually when you get out of there.
Yeah.
We finally made it to the top of the mountain. Literally, kind of. It's kind of a steep drive up here.
Now, when we were up here a few weeks ago, we were at Pedro Rodriguez's grave.
Who's here? Who's next to us?
You want to do the honors? Yes, please.
Pedro, we are here to communicate with you again. If you would like to, you talk to my buddy Tommy over here. I would like to talk to you as well. I may not look very friendly, but I assure you, my bark is not as bad.
Who's here with us right now? Is there anyone else here with us besides Pedro? Are you okay with us being here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Are we welcomed here?
Follow me.
Follow me.
Follow me. Which direction would you like us to go? Would you like us to go to the newer part of the cemetery?
So what does the UV light do? Like when you have a UV light and you're hunting for ghosts?
It shows all the semen that the ghost has left behind.
That's called ectoplasm.
It's called ectoplasm.
All of a sudden we become forensic files. It's actually really good service over here.
Really?
Yeah. So if anyone needs to make a phone call, this is the place to do it.
Always in the cemetery.
You'll have to speak up. I'm in a cemetery.
We were over Pedro's grave.
We were told to come over here. We were drawn to, well, not drawn to, but they told us on the spirit box to move on and get. So we came over here to the newer part of the cemetery. Well, Chad said it had great cell service, so that's one thing that's
In case you
promising.
need to make a phone call.
You never know. This is a rad place. If I had to choose somewhere to be buried, it would be here, because there's lots of eclectic headstones and markers, and
You really get the sense of the people's personalities. I mean, a lot of times you'll see like a headstone, you know, I wouldn't say that it's nondescript. There may be something that like sort of expresses the person's like personality when they were alive. But here, like, I mean, it is them. There's fishing poles and there's cowboy hats and there's you know, this headstone over there with like, it looks like a director's chair. And so you really get a sense of who these people were in life. And I'm like, you know, that's what it should be, is this celebration of who they were in life, you know, and then it carries on in death. We got visitors.
Cowboy Greg, this is a real nice plot you have here. How do you like being buried here? Do you spend much time here? Or are you down at the Mineshaft Tavern, throwing back some whiskeys and getting a little wild?
Beer most.
Beer most.
Beer most.
Beer most.
Beer most. He drinks beer.
The most of beer.
Do you like whiskey?
What is your drink of choice, Cowboy Greg? Lemonade.
Lemonade. Do you know who died at table 13 inside the Mineshaft Tavern?
A man.
A man.
Can you tell us how he died?
Crime? Was he murdered? I've been trapped. I've been trapped.
Cowboy Greg, you feel like you can't move on? Is that what you mean by trapped?
Get out?
Is there someone that would like to talk to us?
We're here to talk to you if you'd like to talk to us.
The Queen.
I heard Freddie Mercury come through. All right, so we're trying to contact whoever's plot is right here, but we don't have a name. If you could tell us what your name is, whoever's buried here. We see your picture on the ground. Is that you?
Vincent. Did you hear that? Are you a fan of Jordan? C. That might be Pablo again. Pedro.
Pedro. Well, I'm real happy. I'm real happy that you like me.
Freaky,
kind of.
Thank you. That's what I aim.
That's right.
So, would you mind answering a few questions for us?
Maybe. Were you one of the miners?
Whoa. Is there something else here with us?
Yeah. What about Jordan? Are you okay with Jordan being here today?
Do you like me?
Yep. Yep.
Can we hear whatever growled again? Can you growl for us again?
Did you hear that? There was a growl, right?
There was a growl.
That was like a whoa moment. That was a growl.
I'd rather not talk about it.
It was a traumatic experience, I think.
I have years of therapy to.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's call it a day.
It's been fun.
All right, well, let's see if we caught anything.
Hopefully, ghosts are pesky like that. They'll just show themselves when they want to be shown.
Yeah.
Seen.
Great, well, I'll see you fellas later.
Okay, and break.
So clearly this was a fruitful adventure. Lots of stuff going on in Madrid.
That was an understatement for sure.
Yeah. It seems that just my experience with it, definitely, you know, hitting up the various locations, the Mineshaft and particularly the ladies' room. I know there were a number of stories about that. There, in my opinion, there is definitely something going on in there.
Tell me about it. I was. They were all up over me, in me, through me.
they seem to respond to you more than anyone else.
Well, that's because I look most like them.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of a flirtation going on. After one of the questions, we heard a moan and a giggle.
Yeah, well, I usually hear that even with living women.
Maybe it's a thing that it's like, because you do kind of have the Nikki Sixx hair going. So maybe maybe this was someone that was like a Motley Crue fan in life. And they're like, oh my God, it's Nikki Sixx.
I'm surprised they even thought I was a male. Sexually, they were confused.
It's called spectrophilia, is the word you're looking for.
Spectrophilia. There we go. Not to be confused with necrophilia.
Yeah, no, it's a
yeah, please. I'm the ghost bait.
I think bringing Jordan along was like pricking your finger in a Shark Tank.
It's true. Yes. I'm available for hire as ghost bait. I have a pheromone, a spiritual pheromone that I put off. It smells like grave dirt and Taco Bell. See, now it's going to be one of those situations. Be careful what you wish for, because then when we go and do another one, they're just going to beat the out of me.
I would say that there is definitely activity that's going on there. I don't think that it's necessarily in the imagination of the workers, of guests that have been there.
Talking to Melinda and Tina, they genuinely believe the stories they're telling you is fact. And just going in there ourselves, some of the sounds we picked up on in the spirit box, it was intelligent. It was answering questions.
So I've always been on that fence of I'm open to it. I want something to happen to me. I want to get slapped around and everything. And the experience that we had put me a step up towards believing a little bit more. Because for most of my life, I've never really had anything of substance happen to me, except for some of the things that happened during this episode.
There's definitely a vibe in Madrid. At the end of the day, if, I'm not going to say it's haunted, I'm not going to say it's not haunted. I'm going to say that there is a vibe. I'm going to say that there is definitely an energy there. There was a history of life, of tragic death, and that energy is very palpable there.
It has, it radiates that kind of what you're saying, that energy, that feeling, whether it be a spiritual feeling or whatever it is, you're right. Yeah, it totally does have that feeling.
It's that thing that just every time I go to Madrid and spending a little more time looking at the ghost stories there, it really unpacks the fact that there's just so much discovery that's available. If you just shut your mouth and open your ears and your eyes, there's so much that people can tell you, and so much that the buildings can tell you. What about you, Tommy? Because you're the guy. Like, this is, if any of us is like the Ray Stantz in the group, it's going to be you.
And you're one big Twinkie.
One big Twinkie, yeah. I'm filled with cream. That didn't sound right. That town has a vibe, and we definitely experienced something. The ladies we talked to definitely experienced something. Something was going on there, and I think we did what we set out for. We gathered some evidence, and we can present it to the viewers, and they can decide from there.
At the end of the day, Madrid, I don't know if it's haunted. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's really kind of up to the person that goes there. So I'd say we put Madrid on the shelf, happy with it, and let's get ready for the next one, whatever that is. We clearly have a lot of options in New Mexico.
Lots and lots.
Yeah, and I'd say this was a good first investigation, and I can't wait to tackle the next one with you guys.
Let's go catch something. Let's go catch some scary.
That was some scary